Patty Loveless was born Patricia Lee Ramey on January 4, 1957, in Pikeville, Kentucky, and raised in the coal mining town of Elkhorn City. Her childhood was shaped by the Appalachian Mountains and the music that flowed through them. Bluegrass, gospel, and traditional country echoing through family gatherings and church halls. Her father, John Ramey, worked as a coal miner and later suffered from black lung disease, a hardship that deeply influenced Patty's understanding of pain, endurance, and dignity. Her mother, Naomi, encouraged music as both comfort and expression, nurturing Patty's natural harmony by singing alongside her sister. Those early moments weren't about fame or ambition. They were about connection. The emotional clarity and grounded honesty that would later define Patty Loveless's voice were forged in those hills. Long before the spotlight found her, she learned that music could carry truth, sorrow, and hope all at once. Lessons that would stay with her for life. Early dreams and Nashville's long road. As a teenager, Patty looked to artists like Loretta Lynn and Dolly Parton, women who proved that humble beginnings didn't limit greatness. With her brother Roger's encouragement and guidance, she began performing and traveling to Nashville, slowly learning the industry from the ground up. Those early trips weren't glamorous. They were filled with uncertainty, rejection, and hope in equal measure. She sang wherever she could, absorbing everything. How to command a stage, how to listen, and how to survive. One pivotal moment came when she sang backstage at the Grand Ole Opry, an experience that gave her confidence rather than instant success. Like many artists, Patty's early path was winding and demanding. She married young, performed in small clubs, and struggled to balance personal life with artistic ambition. When that marriage ended, she returned to Kentucky to regroup, carrying both heartbreak and determination. That period didn't break her. It clarified who she was and what kind of artist she wanted to be, finding her voice and her place. By the mid-1980s, Patty Loveless returned to Nashville with renewed focus, and this time, the industry noticed. Signing with MCA Records in 1985 marked a turning point, allowing her to finally share her voice on her own terms. Her early albums introduced listeners to a singer who didn't rely on trends, but on emotional truth. Songs like Chains, Timber, I'm Falling in Love, and Don't Toss Us Away stood out for their sincerity and restraint. Patty wasn't chasing pop crossover. She was grounding country music in its roots during the rise of the neo-traditional movement. Audiences connected because she sounded real, like someone who had lived the stories she sang. Critics praised her ability to inhabit a song completely, never overselling emotion, never holding back truth. With each release, she carved out a reputation as an artist who respected the past while still sounding current, proving that authenticity never goes out of style. The golden years of emotional storytelling. The 1990s marked the peak of Patty Loveless's commercial and artistic success. Albums such as Only What I Feel, When Fallen Angels Fly, and The Trouble with the Truth revealed an artist fully in command of her voice and vision. Songs like How Can I Help You Say Goodbye and You Don't Even Know Who I Am resonated because they reflected everyday heartbreaks with uncommon compassion. Patty didn't dramatize pain, she honored it. Her collaboration with producer Emery Gordy Jr., who later became her husband, helped refine a sound that was rich, intimate, and timeless. Together, they created music that felt lived in rather than manufactured. During a decade when country music increasingly leaned toward polish and spectacle, Patty remained grounded, trusting silence, space, and storytelling. These records weren't just hits. They became emotional landmarks for listeners navigating loss, love, and resilience, cementing her place as one of country music's most honest interpreters. Love, partnership, and creative stability. Patty Loveless's personal life quietly shaped her artistic depth. After an early marriage that ended amid the pressures of ambition and uncertainty, she eventually found lasting partnership with Emery Gordy Jr. Their relationship was built on respect, shared values, and deep musical understanding. Gordy didn't try to change Patty's voice. He protected it. Their marriage in 1989 marked a season of stability that allowed her creativity to flourish without chaos. Rather than tabloid attention, they chose privacy, focusing on music, family, and balance. That emotional safety translated directly into her work, giving her the freedom to explore vulnerability without fear. Patty's songs during this era feel steady, reflective, and confident, mirroring a life that had found its footing. Her story reminds listeners that personal peace doesn't dull artistry, it deepens it. Sometimes the strongest music comes from a life that no longer needs to prove anything. Returning to her Appalachian roots, in the early 2000s, Patty Loveless made a powerful artistic choice by turning fully toward her Appalachian heritage. Her album Mountain Soul wasn't a reinvention, it was a homecoming. Drawing from bluegrass traditions, gospel harmonies, and acoustic instrumentation, the project felt intimate and reverent. Songs centered on faith, family, and rural life, reflecting the values that shaped her from childhood. Critics praised the album for its sincerity and restraint, recognizing it as one of her most meaningful works. Mountain Soul 2 later continued that journey, further solidifying her role as a bridge between country and bluegrass. These albums weren't about chart positions, they were about preservation. Patty used her platform to honor the music that raised her, ensuring those sounds reached new generations. In doing so, she reaffirmed that progress in music doesn't require abandoning roots, it requires remembering them. A friendship built on music and trust. Among the most meaningful relationships in Patty Loveless's career is her long-standing friendship with Vince Gill. Their connection was never rooted in rumor or spectacle, but in shared respect and musical understanding. Collaborating during the height of their careers, their duet, My Kind of Woman, My Kind of Man, became beloved for its effortless harmony and emotional balance. Patty has spoken of Vince as someone who listened deeply, not just to music, but to people. He encouraged her to trust simplicity, to tell the story without overthinking. Over the years, their bond extended beyond the stage into genuine friendship. In an industry often defined by competition, their relationship remained steady and kind. Vince was present during difficult seasons, offering quiet support rather than public gestures. What sustained their connection wasn't constant collaboration, but mutual care. Proof that lasting relationships in music are built on humanity, not headlines. Music's sacred moments and shared grief. One of the most emotional moments Patty Loveless shared with Vince Gill came during the 2013 funeral of George Jones. Performing Go Rest High on That Mountain, the two artists leaned on one another as grief overtook the room. The performance wasn't rehearsed or polished. It was raw, human, and reverent. Patty followed instinct rather than arrangement, letting harmony guide emotion. That moment reminded audiences of music's sacred role in communal mourning. Patty later reflected on how music can hold people when words fall short, offering comfort without explanation. Throughout her career, she has understood that songs aren't just entertainment, they're vessels for memory, loss, and healing. Moments like that performance underscore why Patty Loveless remains so respected. She never used emotion for effect. She allowed it to exist honestly, trusting that listeners would meet her there. That trust has defined her legacy. A quiet legacy that endures. As Patty Loveless stepped back from the spotlight, her influence never faded. Select performances, including her appearance at the 2023 CMA Awards, reminded audiences of her unmatched emotional clarity. Her voice, shaped by decades of living and listening, carried the same power it always had. Reflecting on her journey, Patty consistently credits those who walked alongside her: family, collaborators, and friends like Vince Gill. She speaks not of fame, but of connection. Her story isn't about dramatic reinvention or public confession. It's about consistency, integrity, and grace. Patty Loveless's legacy lives in the songs she sang honestly and the people she treated kindly. In sharing her reflections later in life, she reminds fans that the heart of country music isn't found in charts or trends. It's found in humility, shared humanity, and voices willing to tell the truth softly and well.